What's up, Barstow? I'm Liddy.
And I'm Quinn. We have a packed show for you today, so we'll jump right in after this.
So Quinn, now that school has started, have you gotten to know your teachers a little bit better?
I really have. Sage caught up with some of our teachers and asked them why they teach. In this recurring segment, we'll learn about their passion and why they teach here at Barstow.
So I teach theater because I love to share my love of the art and the craft of designing and producing shows.
I, in particular, love teaching middle school because I really relate to adolescence and that time in life. It's very, very difficult and challenging, and if anyone tells you that it's not, I would question your friendship with that person.
I teach because honestly, I can't think of a more important job in the world for me to be doing.
Eventually I found that getting to spend all day with high school students was fulfilling because it provided me a chance to impart what little wisdom I have about the world to them, while also keeping me, I think, relatively young.
I love learning. I love kids. I love helping kids learn and exposing people to new ideas and new ways of thinking.
I think it's prickly and it's difficult, and I like the challenge of it.
I really enjoy working with numbers and problem solving and helping people work through different problems that they might have and just expanding their knowledge.
I think that we all do that really well here. All of the teachers love learning. All the students love learning.
I think that storytelling is first and foremost the most important part of our human existence, how we deal with everything in life.
Once I found Barstow, I realized that this is home for me. I plan on teaching here forever, hopefully.
I taught a sample lesson, and at the end, one of the students turned to Mrs. Bradley and said, "You have to hire him," and that was pretty cool, and she did.
Teaching here is a lot like coming home. I have my own high school memories from here, and in addition, the kids in the community here are so top-notch.
And get to see the kids grow from lower school all the way through high school and how they change.
It's a creative job. It's also a very organized job. It uses all parts of the brain. It's a challenging job, but challenging in the best ways possible. That's why I teach.
Speaking of passionate teachers, here's Mrs. Holmes to talk about how her middle schoolers' field trip went this past week.
Last week, all of our 7th graders went out to Leawood City Park to monitor water quality. So we worked with the Blue River Watershed Association, and they had volunteers down there that help the students learn how to test water chemistry. So we test for dissolved oxygen in the water, for how many nitrates and phosphates were in the water, turbidity, which is how cloudy the water is. They looked at the pH of the water and the temperature. And then the other part of the field trip is they went to a different part of the stream and they did some seining for macroinvertebrates. So they're like little insects that live underneath rocks and stuff in running water. And they turn into, most of them turn into insects, but they formed the basis of the aquatic food chain. The kids had a great time exploring outside.
If you're interested in the middle schoolers field trip and need service hours, volunteers are needed for the Line Creek litter pickup this Saturday from 9:30 to noon. Contact Ms. Zimmerman if interested.
Another way to help keep the planet clean is by joining Eco Club. They have their first meeting today in Dr. Ketchell's room at lunch. They will be discussing what being an Eco Club means to Barstow.
It's awesome that we have all these student-run organizations.
It really is. Have you seen the Suicide Awareness Prevention Board outside Prof. Marvin's room?
Yes, I have, and it's actually already covered in blue ribbons.
Let's head over to Maddie Browning to find out more.
I started this board for Suicide Prevention Month because I know that mental health is really important, especially to me, and I think that it's never really been addressed at Barstow, so I think that this is a good segue into mental health as a whole. And so what you can do is you can take one of these and you write on it, and then you just stick it on the board wherever you want. And it's just something supportive and helpful, and just something nice to just keep people going. So yeah, and you can also take a sticker and some cards with hotlines on them.
Thanks, Maddie. Another student-ran activity is the band that we have come to love, Mountain Town. Here's a piece about the up-and-coming band.
We are called Mountain Town.
Mountain Town! I'm with Daniel and I play the lead guitar.
I'm Angela and I play keyboard.
I'm Oscar and I play rhythm guitar.
I'm Gia and I play the vocal cords.
I'm Ian and I play drums.
I'm Meghana and I play the bass.
Hopefully prom, because I'm president,
last year we
so
didn't get.
Yeah.
We also, depending on when we get our songs done, we might be playing at morning meetings, so you guys might see us before BTVN.
So I started taking guitar lessons, but then I picked up a bass and I was like, oh my god, this is so great. So I just kind of kept playing bass.
Every kid will learn.
I quit drums for like a year, and then when we moved back to Kansas, when we moved back here, I went to a place called School of Rock. I started playing with Meghana and playing in a band again.
You just have your whole life story right here.
Yeah, and so that's why I played drums, because I thought it was going to be awesome.
I started playing the vocal cords when I was just like a little baby. I started screaming, and then I was like, I like this. And so I started, guys, this is emotional.
I'm sorry, Gia. So for me, I had been playing violin since I was 4. That was pretty fun until I got bored of all the classical stuff, so I decided to move on, and I taught myself the piano, and I kind of had like a dead period in a middle school. Is pretty terrible. So then I started then I started about a year ago, and I picked up a guitar one day, had one at our house, and yeah, it's been a journey since there.
Okay. As a traditional Asian kid, I started to learn piano since I was 4. And this is like my 14th year playing piano. I hated it when I was little, but then now I kind of enjoyed it, and I kind of thank my parents for like torturing me since I was a kid. But right now we have the band, and I get to play the keyboard, and I'm pretty satisfied.
I started playing guitar because I thought it'd be fun and cool.
Tell the story of how you started.
Tell the
playing
story.
guitar.
Literally is. There's nothing else to it. Speech. There's literally nothing
Let's
else.
not do speech. Let's move on.
Hopefully we'll get to see them perform soon.
Keeping with high school news, tennis played Wednesday night at Scion and won 7-2. Hannah and Helene won at 1, me and Arwa at 3. Then for singles, once again, Hannah Tadros at 1. Hope won at 3, Helene at 4, Arwa at 5, Mia won at 6. It was a great end to their regular season, and next week they start districts play, so make sure to wish them the best of luck.
The boys' soccer team played against Bishop Ward last night, and so did the volleyball girls against Van Horn. Great job, Knights.
Speaking about boys soccer, Booster Club needs volunteers for upcoming home games. Check Miss Zimmerman's email for more info, or email Miss Williams for direct questions. But Lydia, are you planning on doing any international trips?
You know, I can't say I am. For those of you who are, there will be a meeting next Monday for the 2019 international trips at 6 in the music room. Be sure to make it if you want to travel across the world. Quinn, do you remember the Agathon a couple years back?
I do, and I remember how much fun it was participating.
Well, it's making a comeback this year. If you are interested in editing and formatting the magazine, there will be a meeting next Wednesday during Flex. Contact Kate English if you are interested.
Well, that's it for this week. I'm Quinn.
And I'm Liddy. Have a great Friday, Barstow.